And it popped a little faster than I expected, which is why I'm a little. I've already run my timer down a little bit. Looks like we got big buildings into dwellings. There's no ship scoring. This Earth Spade in round 1. This all says our favorite dwarves. Hopefully we don't get witches or Orin in the game, and it can be a cool one. We're going to turn off the display manipulators because I think that we're pretty happy with the way that this looks. In the second seat, you've got halflings. That makes a lot of sense. It's a round 4 digs game. In the third seat, we have swarmlings. Okay. Both of the big building pass tiles are in. It's a relatively low scoring track. I like all this. I think if I were to update this a little more, I would probably update this layout a little more. I might make the cult tracks smaller and then try to expand these guys a little more. But like their amount of horizontal expansion they can get is pretty limited overall. Also, this is not an arena game, so it's almost certain that everyone is actually here who's listed as being here because they all had to hit accept in order for the game to pop. So like I don't think that we're going to experience like a typical arena timeout here. This is a little funny that the spade, like this is a change in BGA's layout that this spade symbol is here, which indicates like the level that it's at. Oh, it's halflings or it's fakirs. That makes halflings a little worse. Fakirs could take away, well, I guess you're losing D4 anyway. You're probably trying to get this town as halflings here. Swarmlings, you're probably starting G6 and trying to carve out a town over here. You might start D2 and do this stuff. Maybe you start H2 as well and you abandon dwarves and halflings. But I think that trying to make it a little messy over here is okay. Though halflings don't care that much. They can just start H7 and take G5 in round 1 and then like they don't care that much. It's probably going to go spade, big building. Swarmlings love starting on the big building tile. Then priest, and then dwarves get kind of like a crappier tile. So I'm going to start with swarmlings. I mean, swarmlings are probably the most powerful faction here. So they have no color neighbors. Yellow is in the game. All seems good. I think dwarves are the second best, so I think that this is a good pairing. These guys are a little bit worse for being like next to each other on the color wheel. Be hilarious if Hoshi bid on fakirs here, but I don't think that's going to happen. Fakirs are very clearly the worst. They can be rescued if swarmlings are on D2. That can definitely help them to make a town a little faster, but it is worth noting that this is a no landscapes game. I should have taken note of that myself. The lack of landscapes makes it harder for dwarves to connect, especially if it's H4 swarmlings. Now, I don't know if it's going to be H4 swarmlings. I haven't decided if I want to do that. There's also no megatown possibility with swarmlings like this. I think that halflings should probably place H7 this game, but there's a chance that I'm wrong about that because like if it is H4 swarmlings, that actually complicates the halflings connection plan as well, right? H4 swarmlings means that halflings can't probably come down through the south here. So that at least is a little interesting. What exactly will happen there? Wow, the bidding is really heavy on halflings. I don't think they're that much better than swarmlings, but maybe I'm wrong. What's the plan here? Swarmlings, you just take the big building tile and you do whatever, right? You probably just open Temple Earth 1, if you can. Though without, I will say that without the, all this bidding is making me really want to place H4, because placing H4 is much more trouble for everyone else. There is a risk that halflings could place I8, I suppose, if you place H4, because that would therefore actually make fakirs better, because then they might get the center. Yeah, I mean, halflings could place I8 and make your life hard. They would have to secure H5 with their first move, obviously, but I think they're capable of doing that. It would actually be pretty fun to see like an off-meta placement of like swarmlings, halflings, dwarves like this. It would be really messy for everyone involved. But I suppose that's like a downside outcome that could happen. On the other hand, if halflings do start I8 and take away H5 with their first action, then they're either abandoning the center, which is bad for them and great for fakirs and dwarves, or they're over here. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous, right? I just have to be bidding here. I'm going to be taking these guys down to at least 30 before I can consider fakirs. So there is round 4 digs. I mean, I know you can play swarmlings with like an Earth 1, Earth 2 style. I'm not very good at that, so I'm not sure that I'm going to experiment with that this game. It does suck that fakirs are kind of like so clearly on the outskirts this game, though. Starting with a spade will help. And also, if someone else ends up on swarmlings, then they're very likely to start D2. I would probably start G6, H4, because I'm a disruptive jerk. But based on the way people are bidding, they're probably not expecting H4 swarmlings to like come and fuck up their life. So I can also hilariously take temp ship to secure double spade in round 1, but I'm not going to do that. I'm probably going to prioritize this and then try to pass on to the double spade in round 2. Spading got out of hand real fast. What do we do as fakirs here? We start D3, F3. I think we kind of have to do that. And we have to hope that swarmlings will join us on D3. If halflings somehow aren't on E6, then we're just going to win the game with this victory point margin. And then we probably try to build just our temple in round 1. The temple doesn't look very good. It might be, yeah, because we're not going to get that bonus step. So halflings are probably starting with a priest. That's quite good. And at this rate, I might just start D2 and let these guys like do their whatever over here, because this price is so high that they're paying for these guys that I think that it's not too bad to like let fakirs have a good game as well by starting D2, D3. This is also not going to get disrupted. Like over here, H4 is disruptible, which is unfortunate. This late dwellings makes me want to advance to 3 ship and like fly around the map and then actually get some network points, but I'm just not sure about it. This is a lot of bidding on dwarves and halflings. Like I do really like those picks, but like swarmlings are just such a strong, resilient faction that I have some concerns there. So Zach, hey, how's it going? Um, I have only been on swarmlings this game. I think that this is kind of an insane point margin here. Um, am I winning yet? No, I'm not winning. If I land on swarmlings at this price, I'm probably winning. Um, but if I get swarmlings down to like 23, then I'm probably just going to take fakirs and roll with it and see what happens. Um, there are no landscapes in this game. I need to remember that. Like that makes fakirs worse. Brown is in the game. There's no landscapes in the game. You're also not guaranteed D2 swarmlings this game. So there are lots of awkward. Like the cult rewards are also very poor for fakirs here. So there's a lot of reasons why fakirs are not good this game. I do think that it's correct to like bid on these two guys, but like at this price, I'm just happy to play swarmlings and try to dominate the cults. It's no landscape, so no swarmlings megatown. However, both these pass tiles are in the game. There's spades to be had on the cults. You would jump to fakirs an hour ago, super. Well, you would jump to fakirs an hour ago, but there's no landscape, so that makes things worse. Also, this is me in the game, so if it were me playing, I would not start D2, which makes fakirs a lot worse in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty ready to move now. If someone still bids swarmlings, then I am going to move to fakirs, and I'm just going to start D3, F3, and pray for good luck. Like, the spade is in the game. The priest is in the game. It's probably time to roll. I actually am not sure what favor tile I should be opening here, because I think that there's like a world where I don't get any leech, and it's really, really hard to make towns as fakirs. So I think that there's like a lot of stuff that could go really poorly as fakirs here. Like really, really poorly as fakirs. You really need to land on these coins tiles. You need an economic favor and Earth 1 probably to win. I don't know, like I can see why fakirs are bad, and it's probably going to make me bid on swarmlings at least one more time. This player might be considering just switching to fakirs at this point. The first bids went dwarves, halflings, swarmlings, like in some order. I think I bid on swarmlings, then this guy bid on halflings, then the next person bid on dwarves. I got really excited that someone just picked fakirs and I could just win the game like that, but yeah, the fact that I'm placing before halflings is a little awkward, or because halflings could start I8, and that could really be problematic for me if I'm placing H4. I could also just start like H2 or something. This would be annoying if dwarves placed I3 and halflings placed H3, but halflings placing H3 makes like 0 sense. So placing H2 and G6 could be a way to like escape people and not help fakirs out too much. But yeah, I think that these players might just place D2 and let me get away with D3 fakirs, which would really make fakirs worth it here. So I think I'm talking to myself. Your comment plus me talking to myself is kind of persuading me that maybe D3 fakirs would work. It would be a huge coup to steal D4 this game. I don't know how heavily these guys are going to prioritize spades and which hexes they're going to prioritize. But D4 would be like pretty great to take. Worker power isn't in, so there's no like double dig 3 dwellings world here. Okay, so fakirs have gotten taken. We're going to start with placing G6, and then we're going to see where fakirs are at, and then I'm probably going to abandon them and place either H4 or H2. I could even place like A1 or something and just like build up through here. Yeah, I don't think I like D2 here. I don't want to help out fakirs when they've already got this big of a victory point margin. H4 I think hurts fakirs by not giving them this neighbor, and it hurts all these guys because I threatened all their connection hexes. I'm at a point where like I'm considering even opening with temp ship and just securing like a bunch of these hexes that other people really want. there's no way I'm ever losing this town here, but I will take g5 if I'm offered it. Yeah, I think I like to... fakirs start over here. All right, cool. Well, that actually solves my problems. Starting over here, then. This is pretty funny, actually. Oh, halflings start double... Oh, my God. What is with people? God. Like... I guess this is why dwarves and halflings were bid like this, right? This is wild. Like, this... Fakirs with this victory point margin being given this whole center space. I mean, you were totally right, Super. The correct move was just to start with Fakirs, because what the fuck? Jesus. I mean, dwarves probably upgrade center, and then I get to upgrade G6. And then halflings might dig G5, then I get to upgrade G6. Odds are that I probably get double spade handed to me. And I probably take H8. I think I'll take H8. It's probably the most disruptive hex, and it gets me closer to here. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'm grabbing G6. This life is good. Life is good like this. I'm not going to feed Fakir's Leech. There's no reason to. I don't need the extra point of Leech in exchange for giving them like a ton. If I can secure a coins action here, then I will try to open with the temple for water 1. I will try to get water 1 up as well. Don't have a ton of coins, but this is pretty cool. Halflings are getting a monster amount of leech. It's too bad that they upgraded here. They are trying to get Earth 1. Makes sense. Gonna upgrade over here. It feeds everyone a lot less leech. Halflings will be forced to build around me and feed me more leech as well. Dwarves probably want H6 this round. They took the TP tile, which gives them an extra worker. So they could... Oh my god, they took Earth 1. This is so sad. They're not going to get this unless they buy the priest. I mean, they could buy the priest, but like, if they don't get this Earth Spade, that's really poor for dwarves. Fakirs also took Earth 1, which I definitely don't... Well, I mean, I think that taking Earth 1 for Fakirs is okay. You have a spade in hand. You're getting fed a little bit of leech. You could pass on to this to get double spade next round. You had the spade this round. I think it's okay. Dwarves do take the spade, or do take the priest. They're going to try to get this Earth Spade, but, I mean, it's not great. Yep, there's E6. I guess there is a case that I should have upgraded over here. The extra leech would have let me take the coins action, which probably could have been good. But I didn't really want to feed everyone else leech. Like, there's like a reason that I chose this route. So, will we make this temple? I think that we might, because we can probably land on one of these coins tile, if not even the spade. And I think that getting the priest production up is really important. I want to get this water spade. I might not get the round 2 Tukey town, but that's okay. Though, hold on. Maybe it's just better to get the round 2 Tukey town, right? I'm going to upgrade D2 next. And then what if I just pass and then I take a double spade on H6, build I10 next round, and then we're good to go? That actually sounds pretty appealing to me. Where's my swarmlings action? I guess the downside to this custom display with a small factions board is that Fakirs should pass here. Fakirs probably land up. Fakirs will take one of the 2 coins tiles. And then the question is, do I take this guy or do I take this guy? Or do I take coins or do I take the spade? They took a coins tile as we expected. They're probably just going to open with a second. They're probably just going to put up a second temple. So dwarves do take this hex, as we expected that they should. They need to secure some hexes. Dwarves no longer contend for the double spade. If halflings do build here, they build up there, which makes sense. So halflings will probably build another dwelling. Dwarves will probably send their priest. So I have a free action here where I can choose to make this temple or not. And I think the answer is I do want this temple. So halflings can get the 2-key town next round, right? If they land on my big building tile and they take a coins action, then they will have enough workers to build 3 TPs next round and take a 2-key town. Fakirs are 1 short of being able to build the 2-key, take the double spade right now. And I do think that I kind of need the double spade to win this game. Or I do kind of need the 2-key town to win this game, I think. So I need h7 and I10, I think. So what happens here if I take this thing here? I will get the double spade, assuming that fakirs, nothing weird happens with fakirs. I would have 7 plus 5 is 12 income. I could build these 2. I could go 1, 2, that would take away 6 coins. I would have 6 left. Then I could temple for water 1, and then I could do this. The spade is a little more resilient. It would let me build something even without getting the double spade action. But I wouldn't have the ability to temple for water 1 before I built this TP. I think I greed it out and I land on this. Getting the extra cult step also helps with my dreams of winning lots of cults this game. So. I just have to hope that dwarves don't give leech to fakirs here. They could make this TP, but I think that that's very, very bad for them to do that. So they just send the priest to earth. They haven't made a TP yet. Let's hope that they continue not to make a TP. Halflings should probably build a hex. That's awkward. I actually overflow on power here. But I am going to take it because early on, the leech is still good. I have had a lot of regrets about not taking leech lately, so. Dwarves are actually going to get some good stuff going. Leaving the spade open does help my opponents quite a bit. But this is very good because fakirs aren't going to be able to double spade. So I will be able to single spade h7, I10. Halflings take themselves out of the double spade race, which makes a lot of sense. They probably just go for this. No, they take the TP tile because they're going to make 2 TPs in a dwelling next round. So that's not quite enough for them to make a 2-key town. So there's no real rush. Dwarves take that. That makes sense. I actually kind of like being greedy and trying to build more. Ooh, man, that's mean. Halflings are very happy still, but dwarves are not as happy. Fakirs, I think, are quite happy because they still got the spade. And they also still have this center town, which is ridiculous. They should not have had this center town, I think. They're going to rush for some sort of town. Fair enough. I'm just going to secure my stuff over here. The big building tile also remains open, so I would love to have fast enough of a round, but I don't think that that's likely. I could land on the halflings tile here as well, so that is worth just remembering for us. Dwarves, spade, e9, makes sense. Halflings can now secure d7. I actually might have spaded f4 there for dwarves. They've burned down to 4 power already, which, I mean, I guess that's okay. Like, the dwarves don't need that many spades. They only need, like, 1 town, right? Dwarves only need 1 town. And they could also temple for water 1 here, and send priests to water to get another spade. Because I don't have one myself. I'm not going to focus on this. I am going to focus hard on getting water 1 here, and then finishing up this town here. Dwarves did not leave themselves open to taking leech, which is sad. They wanted to secure the single spade probably, but wow, brutal. Well, okay, so these two guys are killing each other. I have the victory point lead on them, so I feel pretty good there. I also feel pretty good about all my opponents rushing Earth 1. Fakirs getting Earth 2 is really good. Fakirs are clearly the biggest threat. Like they're not threatening my hexes or anything. They're just in a much, much better position because they didn't fight at all. They got lots of leech. They're going to get E8. I mean, halflings just not placing E6 is just a huge, huge boon to fakirs, and it's almost absurd. So I would clearly favor them to win currently. They can now pass for a double. They don't even want double spade anymore, right? They just want G2, and they want dwarves badly to build F4 so that they can town over here. I really like halfling's position here, or rather fakir's position here. I don't like halflings setting their priest off. It makes life harder for me. Fakirs do block my tile, so I'm going to try to take a longer round. Dwarves are almost out of it. Dwarves have 1 action left. Halflings have 2 actions left. I can take 3 actions if I want, because I have this. I have the temple. I have my swarmlings action. I can maybe take a power action. I haven't counted, but it looks a little unlikely. But it does look like I am highly likely to be able to land on halfling's tile here. And if I don't, I get the spade. It's a dwellings round. I want the spade anyway. Like, I want to build, maybe I want to build 2 dwellings next round. That seems quite good too. Let's take our swarmlings action. We'll upgrade down here. I guess I probably should have upgraded H7 because dwarves will tunnel to H8 and then I'll give them leech, but whatever. I'm not going to focus too much on that. Let's put it here. This is the dwelling that I want to upgrade the least because this would mean giving other people stuff. Actually, next round, it seems pretty likely that I want to just sanctuary as well, right? Like we are still playing. I got a little leech. I think I take this leech. We got a cult bump. I think that it probably just goes on fire. I could put it on earth and then like put a lot of pressure there, but fire pays off pretty well later. This could be useful, though swarmlings do have a power overflow problem sometimes. Halflings would probably want to pass for the spade, I would think, which would mean that I could get their tile. I mean, the other thing that they could do is they could buy the 2 workers and then take a town themselves. But let's see what happens. Well, like the spade is not a bad consolation prize. Yeah, I think fire is pretty reasonable. I think buying the workers and making a TP is actually really good here, but the problem is that they have like no worker production. They would need to take probably a workers town in order to like not kill themselves with that move. But it is 5 points right away. Like they're passing for 4 already. Let's say they buy the workers and make a TP. That would be 3 more points, 20. Pass for 6, 26 points. and then they get a town. Okay, they do pass. They're going to take the spade. We're going to get these points. I like that. I would say that our dream is to get a coins action. I think Fakir should take the coins, but you never know. They could take a spade on G2 or something. Our dream is to get the coins, Sanctuary, and then build one dwelling. Sivir, what's cracking? How are you? Yeah, I think that our dream is to get Sanctuary for Air 1 with the coins action, and then build this, and then get the... Whoa. Wow, this seems possibly like a mistake. But whatever, I have 6 income, so I don't want any expensive leech anymore this game. I think I've taken enough of it already. I could buy a coin. I could buy the priest here and then send the priest to Earth. But I think that I would rather have coins because I do have dreams about this sanctuary. Oh wait, I have enough for the sanctuary anyway, so I think we're good. So this priest goes to Earth, or yeah, it goes to Earth. I want to jam this cult a little bit. I might get the 8-point town as well. So this seems like a hilarious waste of your power, but you do you. Yeah, I want the 1 key town, I think. Like, and then maybe I want to ship up here for another town. Like, there's late dwellings this game, so maybe it's worth it to like try to carve out some of these with my advanced digs. I can also hit some yellow hexes. The coins do go, so let's see. Fakirs are probably having a pretty short round after this. They're just going to fly twice, right? Fakirs are just going to fly twice. And then I probably am going to get locked out of that tile, which is sad, but the other thing I could do is I could just secure this dig here. I don't have to go for the sanctuary this round. But it's me and I'm playing swarmlings, so I think I actually do want to go for the sanctuary this round, which means that we are going up the... Like, we could take one of these priest spots as well. But I think the more annoying thing to do is actually to bother people on this cult. I think there's also a world where the sanctuary could be for Earth 2. Is that crazy? It might be crazy. It might be a little too crazy to go for Earth 2 here. The dwarves have gotten their worker production up, so good for them. Dwarves are probably the other threat, like along with fakirs. Halflings are dead. This hex loss, I think that halflings are actually kind of dead. They have like no worker production going to the spade round, so they're not going to explode in points here. They do have a town coming in, which is nice for them, but we still have the option to take a spade here onto C1. If we do go for another town, like it's probably through these hexes up here. It's expensive to dig through them, so I do have to consider if it's worth it, but if we land on this, like, if we get the workers from the big building tile, then it could be worth it. No matter what, we do need to build this hex, so that we have, like, this is where our upgrade goes. We'll figure out if we want the Sanctuary for Air 1 afterward. Probably the answer is yes, but we'll be passing this round for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... or 1, 2, 3, 4. If we take Air 1, then we'll be passing for 7. So we'll have 43 points. That's not too bad. I mean, Fakirs are at like an absolutely absurd number of points. Oh, it's a dwellings round, so it makes sense that they wanted that. It's sad that they took the big building tile, because that's the best tile for me. But, oh well. Halflings grab the single spade, and they have nothing left to do. I guess I'm not going to land on the spade tile, but I could still land on the big building tile. So let's get ourselves ready by making the TP, and then if fakirs, like, dwarves could make a TP here, right? Dwarves don't have to finish their game. They could make a TP, and that would give me the big building tile. Halfling sending a second priest to fire actually is quite annoying to me. It's making it harder for me to win cults, which is part of how I win this game. Yeah, I think this is really, really incredible for fakirs. They're probably going to be able to sanctuary for water 1 too, because look at the economy of these guys. Like they don't have any economy. And I guess yeah, okay, dwarves immediately secure that, so that's quite unfortunate. All right, so the spade power action went. I think that we just do go for the sanctuary here. We should be able to get access to the double spade next round, which is actually kind of overkill. We don't need a double spade, but whatever. Okay. Okay, so I think we probably prefer a faster round to a slower round, because we could just end up back on this TP tile. We only need 2 actions, right? We could just dig this, make a TP, and then pass. Though realistically, I probably want to send priests to cults, and I kind of want to try to get this tile if I can. So, probably next round we see dwarves hard dig twice, make a TP. I would say that this is flexible enough that it's probably still worth it. Yep, fakirs just secured G2. That's the correct move. I think fakirs flying to D6 makes a lot of sense here. Fly to D6 and then you have B4 open to you. How much does it slow down fakirs if I take away D3? It kills B1, which is pretty cool. They would need 1 dig to get to H. Well, they would need 1 dig, and then they could access both of these hexes again. So it's not that cool to take that. I do have the double spade available to me, as we said. I don't think anyone else is well, halflings could wind up on it, so there's no rush right now. I think that we can just take our time and send priest to cult. This priest to air annoys me, but we'll send our priest to the water cult, I think. Can anyone take the coins right now? Dwarves really want the coins. So I could take the coins. Or I could just secure the single spade first. A lot of options. Well, this priest to water seems really good, so we're going to take the priest to water. We'll see what comes back to us on the wheel. I think taking the coins kind of makes the most sense. It's probably the most desired thing. Fakirs are going to set up 2 towns, which is pretty neat. That is a very good source of points for them. And they're ready to pass as well, it looks like. Dwarves grab the single spade because they got leech. Okay. They lock up connection. Good for them. They also take away the very, very vague connection dream that I had, which is obviously not a problem. Halflings are advancing on digs, so they're not that interested in the double spade. Fine, I guess. How bad is it to hard dig this? like take coins and hard dig. Well, I guess halflings don't really want coins, right? And fakirs, they're not going to be able to get coins this round unless they do lots of awkward stuff. So the question is, can I advance my shipping so that this second dig does anything? And it looks like the answer is no. So let's just do this. It's 2 extra points. Maybe I build E1 later for fun. If there is like another town coming, it could be down here. Like it theoretically could be. Fakirs passing for either this or this seems quite good. See how that goes. My next action will be to take the 1 key town. Halflings advance their digs all the way, but they don't have a lot of points. They're going to dig this. Yeah, halflings needed to have more points in this, I think, at this point in the game. It does look like fakirs are running away with it. They might be getting second town on network. All the towns have 1 key. What am I talking about? It is very clear what the 1 key town is. The 1 key town is the one that's not the 2 key town. I refuse to change this beautiful terminology here. Again, dwarves are in the running for passing. I can only hope that they choose to stay in the round a little longer, but I might miss out on this tile. That would be a bummer. I guess this guy is actually is still open as well, because fakirs didn't pass onto it, so I could be pretty happy to pass onto that as well. But if I do get blocked off of both tiles, then I mean, I think that originally that phrase might be like a nerd cubism, the whole like 1 key town thing. Oh man, please pass, halflings, please pass. They could 3 power to 1 worker dig right now, but if they pass right now, that would be absolutely huge. They could also buy a priest. Oh my god, they actually do it. So they're gonna force their way onto this big building tile. The question is, do I want to just pass here? I could secure the TP tile. Securing the TP tile feels right. Unfortunately, I missed, like, I was thinking that I could send priest here and bump here, and then I could lock up the fire cult essentially. But I could, like, losing out on both these pass tiles is probably too awful for me. So I think I actually do have to just pass and give up some value. I used my stronghold action, so. Yeah, halflings are going to be able to build this guy next round, which is very sad. What can we do? What can we do to mess with people here? I mean, dwarves are just 100% going to pass onto this, right? Is there a chance that dwarves pass onto the spade? I think that there's a small chance that dwarves pass onto the spade. I'm gonna high roll this. I am going to bump on fire. Halflings have bought themselves the big building tile. Like, I can't do anything about that. But I can still try to punish some of the other choices. Yeah, dwarves should definitely take the TP tile. They could go for the spade if they want F4, but I think that that's a mistake. But I can hope that my opponents make mistakes, right? That's probably not a great way to win. Hoping that your opponents make mistakes is not like a super reliable way to win, but. Oh, yes. Okay, so we get the TP tile anyway. And also, as long as we outstall halflings next round, we get the we get the big building tile. Okay. Either way, this is actually slightly better for me. It's one more worker, which is a better resource. So, sweet. Greed worked out. Yeah, halflings are so worker short. They should definitely be going for this guy, but yeah, I think that they're switching to the big building tile, which is clearly better for them. They chose the big building tile. That's fine. This was fine for me. It's actually the same number of points for me. I think I'm gonna send this, and then can I burn myself down and take this priest and then send it to fire? Does that make any sense? Where does this put me at? I would still have 6 power tokens. This is a worker later. I don't know if this is right. It's definitely not clear that this is right. Because yeah, I'm overflowing on power, but feels like it can't be that bad to lock out the fire cult. Okay. My opponents are power starved, so I think that we probably begin this round with a power action. Probably the workers action, I would think. Actually, it's got to just be the coins action, right? Like, my opponents are so coin starved right now. They're going to be taking coin towns and stuff. I'll just deny the coins from the table, and then I'll advance my digs twice. I will make a TP on H7 so that I'm ready to pass. Yeah, I'm going to grab the coins. I'm going to make a TP, and then I'm going to start advancing my digs. That's my plan for this round. There's a water 1 rush, it looks like. Oh no, fakirs took fire 2. That makes sense. They are going for 2 towns. Dwarves should be building this round, so that's going to help them out. Fakirs really want the coins. I'm just going to take the coins away. They also want the bridge, admittedly, so it's a little awkward. I think that I'm probably going to abandon any dreams of another town. Or do I have to? So what I could do is I could ship over here. I could 2-ship E4, H2, and then double dig H3, and then go for a town through these hexes. But that might be a little more trouble than it's worth. Well, shit. I think halflings have to build these 2, or at least make like a TP or something. Like, they should not be just like giving up this round this quickly. So I'm going to say that I can take coins and make a TP, because I really don't want fakirs to have these coins. My dream for this round is halflings build a dwelling, then I make my TP, then halflings build another dwelling, then I advance my digs. And then halflings pass, or halflings take another power action or whatever, and then I advance my digs again or whatever, and then I'm good to go still. But this doesn't look great. Like, I don't have as many points as I had kind of hoped. They advance on shipping, which is fine. I don't think it gets them anything. I need to give dwarves some free leech. Oh wow, dwarves also took fire too, because their economy was just not there, and they took the 8-pointer. I actually think that dwarves could have pretty happily taken what's it called there, water 1. They have lots of coins. This was just an 8-pointer, so they could have taken water 1, made a TP, then made this TP, and then like C3 and F4 or something like that. But I do find that like the allergy to, or like the obsession with fire too is pretty bad. The fakirs do take a coin town. That's pretty good for them. Don't build this hex yet. Don't build it yet, dwarves. Yes, they build C3 first. That's great. Keep fakirs kind of starving, because fakirs don't actually have their range increased yet. There's a lot of leech. I don't know, it doesn't seem like my opponents have done great, but it's like I actually just don't have that many points myself either. Okay, cool. Halflings took some workers, so we're going to be able to advance our digs happily. And this means that we don't have priest overflow, which also makes us happy. Priest goes onto the air cult. All right, I'm going to take this last priest. Right. We're going to take this last priest slot. And then we're going to try to buy this priest. Why did halflings increase their ship this round? Who knows? It's a bummer to lose out on Earth 1 this game, because I could build so many dwellings this round. I have so many workers, but just building regular dwellings isn't a lot of points for me. Is there any chance I can compete with any of these dudes on network? Here's pass, that's good. So they don't get to build a cheap TP yet, which is nice. Dwarves will probably now take F4. Fakirs might actually want that leech, but who knows? This is going to be a huge round for fakirs. They're going to make 8 points per flight, and they can fly maybe 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then maybe there's one here. So that would be 48 points. It's a huge, huge round for fakirs. They are going to win, possibly win network. Maybe halflings think they have shit VP. Yeah. Halflings never getting a second temple up is also quite sad. I think they really wanted more priest production in this game, but oh well. Halflings do buy the priest, which makes us very sad. We really wanted that priest. They have 2 more actions now. We're going to stall. We're probably just going to need to start throwing away workers. We really wanted that priest there. I hate this from halflings. Like, it's fine that they did it. I just hate it for me. But I am going to need to, like, inefficiently 2-worker dig twice. I'm just going to need to throw away 2 workers here. But it's not like they were doing me anything anyway, so it's like, it's not the end of the world, but it feels bad. Also, fun fact that I learned about very recently, Swarmling's 4th TP gives 3 coins instead of 2, which is like hilarious because generally as Swarmlings, like, you're overflowing with coins in the final round anyway, so like you don't pay that close attention, but that is kind of a fun fact. I should have just advanced my digs instead of sending this priest, maybe. It wasn't that under threat. And then I can stall like just a little more efficiently. I do have a temple to build next round. The temple is probably just air 3, right? It could also be Earth 3, but then dwarves can still win that cult. So I think I temple for air 3 next round. Yeah, we're just going to dig this to green. This was frustrating. Halflings taking that priest did them nothing. It hurt me, but it did them absolutely nothing. Oh, dwarves have already 2 towns, so they're going to get 8 points per tunnel next round, and maybe they can tunnel 3 times. 1, 2, hard dig for a third. Yeah, they're out of stuff, so they can temple for water 1, maybe build 2 TPs, and then tunnel 3 times. So 3 tunnels is going to be 24 points. I think dwarves are... But they do have network, they have decent cults. I don't know. Like, we're not making points next round, which is the issue. Like, God, halflings have annoyed the shit out of me. It's, like, fine that they did this, but... Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't want to build that dwelling. This undo is tanking my my stream right now. Come on. Wait. Okay. Turn this to blue. Do not build. Okay. Now we're happy. Do not do conversions. All right, so next round we have a dig advance coming in. We have 12 points coming in off of this. We have 3 points coming off of water 1. So we have 24 plus 3 plus 6. It's 33 more points in game. Maybe we do a ship advance as... No, 1 ship advance does us nothing, right? We'll see how it goes. Yeah, fakirs have another town and flights and might win network. Seems dangerous. So I think that our 2 priests this round probably go to... I don't know, who knows? I think we start this round with Temple for Air 3. Just take care of that potential threat. Fakirs finally got their leech. So this should probably just be a range town, I think, for Fakirs. Halflings can try to carve out this town, but they're not going to be able to. They just don't have the stuff. Actually, dig 3 times, Temple for Fire 2, take a worker's action. Yeah, they could happen. I would like to use my power for another priest here, I think. Unfortunately, I don't have any priests to collect right now. I have 5 on the cult and 2 in supply. So maybe we go... Good decision by Fakirs to do that. I don't know why they didn't take the coins. I think that they probably should have taken the coins. Fakirs are killing this game, though. Like, now they're making points off of TPs and off of dwellings, and there's just not much I can do about that. I guess I could hit their hexes, right? I could make my first action advance dig, my second action turn this guy brown. And I could, like, advance my ship and hit other yellows. That's a water 1 rush. No, dwarves don't even have water 1. What are they doing? What are they taking? Are they taking air 3? They're probably taking air 3. They have, like, nothing else to do. There's also just these power actions hanging out here. I think I probably want the priest more than anything else. They take air 1. Okay, fine. So we are going to win the air cult. So that makes us happy. The best favor tile for halflings is Fire 2, so that they actually have a chance at making this town. Fire 2 lets them buy a worker's action, then they can dig this hex down, and then maybe dig down another hex and TP, or just make 2 TPs expensively. It's not great. They've kind of just killed themselves, but... Oh wait, hold on. Can I beat halflings on network? They had the spade as well, so that helped them with their worker situation. They'll figure out the math later. Okay. So I think I could just take the coins here, right? Is coins more important, or is air 3 more important? Dwarves really want... Is it that bad if dwarves... It's pretty bad if dwarves take this cult from me. It's not quite as bad if they just... get the coins. Fakirs might also get the coins, which is a problem, but like dwarves might have nothing left to do. They might think they have nothing left to do other than temple for air 3 if I like dwarves really shouldn't temple for air 3, like that seems really bad for them. But I don't trust this player, and if they temple for air 3, that hurts me quite a lot. I could also just advance my digs and be ready to hit D3 whenever needed. But I think that I need to play against fakirs here. I think I'm just ahead enough of these guys that I don't worry about them. I just take the coins. And I hope that this hurts fakirs, like, somewhat. We'll temple for air 3 next. But maybe I was never beating fakirs here anyway. Fakirs are just way too many victory points. They finally get their range town. Yeah, it's arguable that fakirs wanted. So what should we do here? Fakirs have lots and lots of resources, and they had these digs. So it is possible that like even if I hit this D3 hex, it doesn't really do anything. In fact, I'm going to say that that's almost likely the case. What did dwarves do? They made a TP, right? Because they want a tunnel. Which is the correct thing. They should be tunneling here and here, and then taking C4 if they can. I'm going to let them do that, because I don't think that they have enough points to beat me if I just do normal stuff. And also, if I take those away, then they're more likely to try to take away my cult. So why don't we just take care of our obligations, such as templing for air 3, and then air 3 will also, then we'll advance our digs, then we'll see if we can buy this guy. Okay, so that's the plan. Where are our structures that we can temple on? Here's one. Templing for Earth 3 would be a lot more aggressive. I'm not ready to do that because I simply don't have the priests required to like fight hard on the cults. This I think is sufficient. I might not have stated this, but one of my thoughts in terms of buying a second priest was that it might allow me to advance on shipping, and advancing on shipping lets me maybe get E4. Like, I'm going to get this, this, and this now. And, like, that's not a bad resource conversion, right? So... Fakirs have a cult bump, so Fakirs could end up with like 6 cult points, which is maybe like, yeah, they could end up with around 6 cult points, which would be pretty strong. It looks like halflings might be ending with a network of 1, 2. You were worried that your queue popped and then you remember that you're not queuing. Nice. So halflings might end with a network of like 9. In fact, they should end with at least 9. I think that they should temple here, right? They should be templing here for fire 2 so that they can get the workers and then build, and then okay, they're gonna stall for leech. Oh, it was my notification sound. I see. Yeah, I should be using my headphones for this so that like it doesn't scare people. But alas, it is scaring people. So let's advance our digs. And dwarves have one last tunnel down here. I want them to get that tunnel as well because that tunnel is going to help them against fakirs. Anyway, I could get to like a network of 7 maybe. I don't think I'm getting to a network of 9, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I have the workers for that. Maybe if I get some leech and take the workers action. I don't know who's giving me leech. I could take like a huge leech here, but that can't possibly be worth it because like 3 points of network to tie halflings is just, that can't possibly be worth it. Taking such a huge leech. Like if fakirs wanted to give me like a 2-for-1 or something, then yeah, but like this is too big of a leech. Actually, I only need a single leech, so if I can ship up here before fakirs get up here, that might be the right play. And then I could buy the workers, and then we might be pretty happy. Fakirs have lots of dwellings left, so yeah, they should keep securing their naturals. We'll advance our ship, see if we can beat fakirs up here. I think that fakirs probably fly to A5 before us, but like I'm secretly eyeing the possibility of getting to A4 and then fakirs build this hex, and then I get this. So, okay, a priest goes onto the water track. We don't like to see that. This is one of the reasons why we want the extra priest, because if someone comes after the water cult, then we can just close it out. Halflings continue to not see that they can just get fire 2, and then, because if halflings get fire 2, then they can take the workers action. That's what they should be doing, but they're not seeing that. I want to tell them, hey halflings, just take fire 2, buy the workers, then you can do this. But whatever, they're welcome to do what they want. We're going to advance on our shipping. I do feel like simply building a few dwellings, like it's effectively like doing nothing, but it's not exactly doing nothing. That was very deep, I know. So this actually also lets us meddle with A5 if fakirs don't come here, which is nice. I also wonder if I'm like underestimating my opponents or something. Like I'm scared of fakirs, but like, is it possible that I've underestimated these guys? Like dwarves do have quite a lot of cult points. They have like 16 cult points here probably. They have air 1. They have earth 1. They're gonna make 8 more points. They'll come in. Oh, they're coming in second on network, aren't they? They're not coming in first on network. How much does it slow down fakirs if I dig away their hexes? Well, they're coming to A5 next, right? And then I build F1. God, if dwarf's final action is to fucking temple for water 3. I mean, then I just respond by templing for water too, right? Like, I just temple for water too with another action. It's sad for both of us, but yeah, fakirs have won this game. There's my leech. Okay, so if I want the 2 workers, this is my chance. Again, 2 workers, the upside... Oh, okay, halflings finally figured out that fire 2 gets them the leech for their workers. So halflings are going to take the workers now. Okay, so dwarves are just going for another temple. They just chose to send priests to water so that they could beat halflings on it. So it's all good. They're going to tunnel to H8. All is good. Halflings do get their workers. So we should put any thoughts of network out of our mind. Instead, we should just focus on probably hate digging Fakir's hexes, right? Like this is 1 worker, and it forces Fakirs to spend at least a point on a spade. It could also just slow their ability to build even more. Oh, Fakirs can't even reach this hex. Never mind. Fakirs were never getting to H1 anyway. They're just going to dig onto like A7 or H3 or something. They're just going to be able to dig fly, and there's too many of those locations to worry about hurting anyone. Okay, in that case, templing for Earth 3 plus TP is probably not the worst use of my resources. Even temple for Earth 3 and leaving it doesn't seem that bad. I would be spending 1 point of air 1 plus 3 points of resources to get 4 points. So it's like pretty point neutral for me, but it's not the end of the world. Dwarves just need to tunnel to H8. I think that's fine. This is actually the leech that halflings had wanted, this H8, kind of ironically. Now they're going to get it. Dwarves will figure this out. I have faith in you, buddy. Just tunnel. You'll get to 78. They'll have 4 stuff left on their board. Fakirs will also have 4 stuff left on their board, right? Did you catch the tail end of the stream, or will there be more to come? That's a good question. I don't think that there's more to come, but maybe there is. Like I have free time right now. We'll see how I feel. Okay, halflings can get themselves probably an 11-point town. I think the 11-point town is just correct here. Like this, sending this priest is just so sad. It literally just cost me a resource point. They took 2 workers, so they can actually build B5. I think that makes lots of sense. So they're gonna get 5 more points. Yeah, that's like a 12-point town. Okay. I approve of that. So they're going to end at 97. They're going to pass for nothing. 97 plus 6 network. 103. Yeah, it's very low. Okay. So we just said that templing for Earth 3 is kind of a waste of time, right? It's not clear yet that it's a waste of time to... So Fakirs can only get out 1 more structure. That seems clear as well. So this is like very, very slightly point positive. Yeah, Fakirs are going to get out another 8-point dwelling. They're going to bump on the fire cult, so they're going to end up with 4 cult points, and they're going to tie for network. So they have 15 network plus 4, so they have 19 end of game points plus 122, plus probably like a resource point. Yeah, so they're gonna. Oh, they chose to give me leech, which funny. Okay. So they have 122, 123 with a resource point, and then they have 19 end game points. They have 142. I don't think I have 142. I have. Here I have 26. So I have 26 plus 12. I got another game in 2 hours. That is true, Halai. I have another game in 2 hours, so you know what? I think you're right. It's probably not right for me to burn myself out too much here. I should probably like actually get stuff done right now. So I'm passing for 12 here. I'll be at 108. I guess I have my swarmlings action. That's 111. And then I have 26, so that's 137. Do I have 7 more points left in me after that? Or like whatever I need. What do I say? Fakirs are at 123 plus 19 is 123 plus 19 is 142. So I think I said 137. Do I have 6 resource points? I guess I do have 6 resource points, right? Probably building this hex and building this hex can't be that bad. Because this is 6 resources for 2 points. This is 5 resources for 2 points. So like that can't be bad point-wise. Oh, wait a second. I don't have that many workers left, do I? So buying the priest and... So the temple can't be that wrong. Buying the priest and advancing my ship can't be that wrong. That's 7 resources for 3 points and 8 resources for 0. Like 8 resources, but all right, whatever. I'm just gonna do some stuff. The stuff isn't like wonderful, but it could be like a very small number of points. It's too bad I can't shove fakirs down a track, but oh well. All right, so then I wind up with 2 resource points, which suggests that like by rounding or something, I probably came up with like 1 or 2 points there. That I might have gained myself a point by doing all these close to point neutral moves. Do not convert. I have one last action here. Hard to click. Okay. We'll see how this goes down. I didn't do a lot of the math, but okay. We'll do the final scoring, but I think I should have this. By a couple. Yeah, 145, 147. I think we said that fakirs were at like 142. They're tied on network, yeah. Well, we'll take a quick look at the end game breakdown. Um, I think that like the most painful thing that happened for us was halflings buying the priest at the end of round 5. Um, I guess like people wind up competing for similar power actions late if they both have advanced digs and like lots of TPs, which like somehow we wound up finding ourselves in that spot. We unfortunately took like kind of a long time. Everyone else played quickly, which I appreciate. Part of that I think was like the 2 undos cost us like a couple minutes. One of them I accidentally built a dwelling when I didn't mean to. One of them I think halflings did. I think that someone else had an undo that cost us some time, but other than that, so we bid down. So this would be like a 143 if we started at 20. This would be like a 122. This would be like a 121. This would be like a 118. So I think that, yeah, it was like pretty high above everyone else regardless. But of course, like the big margin for fakirs helped out a lot. We took 2 coins actions, 2 double spades, 1 single spade, and we bought 2 priests like in the end just for like slight points utility, and in the middle of the game I think just to like get some better cult position. That was to win the fire cult, which I actually think was pretty important to win the fire cult. I don't regret this at all. Down here we collected, I mean, this was actually, dwarves actually got a lot of workers this game, but honestly, like I think that you just want Earth too as dwarves. Like everyone rushing Earth was a big part of why we won this game. So yeah, favorite points. This is a pretty high favorite point count for swarmlings. I think 31 is like the absolute maximum that you can get if you don't build any manual TPs. The scoring track was not great. I mean, swarmlings don't build a lot of stuff, so this was kind of clear. All those dwellings rounds, like the round 2 or 3 dwellings plus the final round dwellings, those pretty rough. But I do think that, where do we get our points here? Well, I think we got our points on like these poor dwelling rounds a little bit, and yeah, honestly, we just got like small points here and there, which adding up to 15 is actually like a little more than I expected. These guys, fakirs, played the right game. They built up and then they managed to fly a lot late. Halfling got some digging. Yeah, I mean, 32 cult, like this is a real like if you're looking at why I won the game, like there are 2 fields where you can see them, right? Like this and this. Like I got on the big building tile 2 times. I started on the big building tile for 4, and then I got onto it again for 8, so that's 12. And then I had the TP tile for 4 early and 8 late. So like that's where the game was won, right? Here and obviously here, I fought really, really hard here. And yeah, it's just swarmlings doing swarmling stuff. I didn't pay a lot for leech, like you just do what you can. And then what I could was just enough this game. So that's all for today, or that's all for now. I'm considering streaming my side of like the next one, but I think that maybe people, I think that probably people should just focus on like the luster side of it, but I'll just record mine just in case that it's like interesting to catch on VOD later. So yeah, you're wondering about this auction? The auction was funny. It went first seat, it was like first seat dwarves, second seat halflings, third seat swarmlings, and then this player put in fakirs, the person who wound up playing fakirs. And then immediately, like, I bid on swarmlings, and then one person bid on halflings, one person bid on dwarves. And they just, like, brought those guys down to, like, 20 without touching swarmlings. And I was like, what is going on here? Finally, they brought swarmlings down with them. But, like, they kept bidding these guys down to, like, almost the single digits. And I don't know, I'm confused as to why they did it. But you know what? They played quickly. They were, they didn't cause any issues or anything. So I'm going to give them green thumbs. And hopefully, everyone check out Halai's stream. I will also stream the same game, like, simultaneously, but you guys should check out Halai as he advises Lustrous on how to play it. I think it's going to be a great game. And I think it's going to be a great cast from Halai. Halai always brings it. So, yeah, you can catch me playing later. I'll see y'all then.